Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Blessing and I'm creative director of Bstitches Designs. So on today's video, you are going to be learning how to cut and sew this beautiful shirt gown that has a gathers on the down part. Can you see this beautiful shirt gown that has the gathers at the down part? So stay with me to the end of this video as we cut and sew. So first of all, you are going to fold your fabric. You are going to get as much as 2.5 inches, 2.5 yards to 3 yards, and you're going to fold because we want to cut the down part. So why I say 2.5 yards to 3 yards is it depends on how you want your gathers to be. If you want it to be if you don't want it to be fuller, you can go ahead and and make it with 2 yards. So you're going to fold that and you are going to place your tape. You're going to minus the measurement you're going to use for the upper bodies, the shoulder, to where the fitted part or where the straight part is going to end. So here I'm using 26 inches. So I'm going to minus 26 inches and I'm going to get my, sorry, not 26 inches, I used 27. So you're going to minus 27 inches and then I'm going to get my full length. I'm going to get my full length. So that is what I'm trying to do here. That is what I'm trying to do here. So, oh, okay, I used 26 inches. So you're going to minus it with your tape, then to your full length. So I used 26 inches to 40 inches. So this is going to be my gathers area. This is going to be my gathers area. So I'm going to cut that out. Remember, this is almost 2.5 yards and I folded it up. So this part is going to be for my gathers. This part is going to be for my gathers. So that was the first thing that I did. Can you see? I folded it up and I kept it aside. So next you are going to fold your fabric into two so that we'll cut the upper piece. So I folded my fabric into two and then I checked if what I folded would be enough because I have little fabric for this dress. So and yes, it is. So next thing I'm going to get the length. So I'm going to get from my shoulder, stopping at that 26 inches. So I just add 1 inch. Can you see? So I stopped at 27 inches, which is I added 1 inch sewing allowance. 1 inch allowance at the down part there. So from my shoulder to 27 inches, 27 inches, and then I marked it out. Remember, you're going to cut the back piece of this dress first because it's a shirt. So for the neck, I went in by 2.5 inches by 1 inch depth. 2.5 inches by 1 inch depth because we wouldn't want our neck to be so wide. So next we are going to place our shoulder divided by two, and you're going to mark that out. Shoulder divided by two, you mark that out, and then you are going to get your armhole length. So depending on the bust of the person you're using, so we are using 8.5 inches for the armhole length. Then you're going to come down by your shoulder line and you're going to slant to your neck. So after that, you're going to get your shoulder to bust point, shoulder to under bust, shoulder to waist. So the person's shoulder to under bust is 14 inches and then shoulder to waist is 20 inches. Waist is your navel, from shoulder to your navel. So the next thing, you're going to start placing your round measurement. So here I'm placing the round bust divided by 4 and I added 2.5 inches allowance. This is because the gown is going to be a very free gown. So I added 2.5 inches. So the next, you're going to put your round under bust measurement on that your shoulder to under bust line. You're going to place your round under bust measurement, and you're also going to add your 2.5 inches. So you're also going to do the same for the waist. You're going to add your round waist measurement divided by 4, round waist measurement divided by 4, and you are going to place your sewing allowance. So I added this much allowance because I is going to be a free gown. So in as much as I added 2.5 inches allowance, I am going to sew using 1.5 inches. So I added my hip measurements on that down part, the part of the hemming, that is the length, and added my 2.5 inches allowance, and then this is time to cut off. So in as much as I added 2.5 inches allowance, I'm going to sew with 1.5 inches because I really want the dress to be free on the owner. So we are done with the back piece. Remember guys, this is the back piece. Remember the neck is back neck. So next we are going to fold our fabric again so that we can cut the front piece. And don't forget guys, we are making a shirt gown. We are making a shirt gown. So you fold your fabric into two, and you're going to place that your back piece on it. You're going to use that your back piece to trace your front piece. So this is me placing it. This is me placing it, looking for the best way it's going to be. So after placing, the first thing to do is to check your button allowance, whether it's enough. So I normally use 3 inches for button allowance, and I checked, and yes guys, it's 3 inches. So I'm going to go ahead to start tracing my measurements. Remember, you're going to place this your button allowance at the center, so the folded area, that is where you're tracing your button allowance. So you're going to mark out the neck width and draw it down. Can you see? And then you're going to get your depth, the neck depth. You're going to get the neck depth. So I used 2.5 inches for this particular person. Please don't mind my student. She was trying to get a video for herself, and she forgot I was making a video too. But it's fine guys. So on this button allowance, you're going to come up a little bit before you create your neck curve. Can you see? Can you see? You're going to come up a little bit, not even up to 1/2 inch. You're going to come up, and then from that, can you see I'm trying to fold, so you see how it looks after folding. So from that point, that's when you're going to create your neck curve. From this point, that's where you're going to create your neck curve. Can you see guys? So next is to cut out. You're going to cut out, slant your shoulder, and then cut the rest of the fabric using your back piece as your base. Using your back piece as your base. And then you're going to split open your front piece. Remember, it's a shirt, so the front piece is going to be 2 pieces. So this is it for the body of the dress. I'm trying to fold again so you guys can see. So this is going to be the body of the dress. So next we are going to go right into cutting the sleeves. So the sleeve is going to be a long sleeve, but it's not a shirt sleeve. So it's just going to be a long sleeve that has a band on the sleeve, but there'll be gathers because the sleeve does not have to be tight. So I folded my fabric into 4, and you're going to get the length of your sleeve. Going to get the length. So for this so after that, you're going to get your 4 inches from the upper part, and you're going to place your round sleeve measurement divided by 2, and then you're going to add your sewing allowance. then create your sleeve curve. This is the easiest way to create a sleeve, apart from the one that you are going to minus from the front of the sleeve and minus from the back of the sleeve. This is the easiest way. So next you are going to get the length of the sleeve. So because I'll still add a band of over 4 inches, I use the length of is it 21 inches? I used 21 inches. Sorry, I used 20 inches, guys. I used 20 inches. So next I'm going to get my elbow, and then I'm going to place my round elbow measurement divided by 2, and I'm going to place my 2 inches sewing allowance. Mind you, while sewing, I'm not also going to sew this sleeve with that exact 2 inches allowance that I placed, because the sleeve is meant to be actually free. So I'm going to bring down that measurement I have for my elbow sleeve down to the wrist. Remember, I'm still going to add a band to this sleeve. So this is it. Our sleeve is ready. So you now go ahead and cut the band. The band is 4 inches, 4 inches for the width. I did not really show where I cut the band, but it's something you can do. So going right into sewing, the first thing you're going to do is to your fold your button allowance. You can do this using a sewing iron. You can just a ironing machine. You can just iron and then just come to the machine and sew. But I was quite in a hurry and I just had to go ahead and start sewing since I know the measurement to use. So you go ahead, fold your button allowance. Now make sure your button allowance is not more than 1.5 inches. Please, your button and a half should not be up to 2 inches. 2 inches is actually too much. So make sure your button allowance is not more than 1.5 inches. You sew. So you are going to also sew the other piece. Remember, it's 2 pieces for the front. You are also going to sew the other piece. You're going to sew. After which you're going to join the shoulders. You're going to join the shoulders. Can you see? You're going to join the shoulders for the front and the back. Join the shoulders for the front and the back. So after doing this, the next thing you're going to do is to join the sleeve, is to sew the sleeve. So for the, remember I told you I'm going to add a band for the sleeve. So this is the sleeve, and I pleated at the center. I started off with adding the band, and then at the center of the band I pleated the sleeve. Remember, it's excess at the wrist area, so you have to pleat it in and then continue sewing. This is to make your sleeve not to be so tight, because we don't want to sew a tight sleeve. So that is the first sleeve. I'll go ahead and sew the sleeve, the band for the second sleeve. Sew the band for the second sleeve. And guys, we are done sewing the band. So the next thing to do is you're going to fold your sleeve, the upper part, the part that you join to the shoulder. You're going to fold it and you're going to notch. Can you see? You're going to fold it and you're going to notch because we want to get the center of the sleeve. We want to get the center of the sleeve. Can you see? So after doing that, you're going to get your dress, the dress that you're making. Now you're going to get the armhole. Can you see? You're going to get the armhole. This is the front piece of the dress facing you. So you're going to place the sleeve on the armhole, the notched area on the center of the armhole, and then you are going to sew. Remember, you are going to place it front against front and you're going to sew. So I'm done sewing one side. You're going to flip over to the other side and you're also going to sew all the way to the end of the sleeve. All the way to the end of the sleeve. And that is it for the sleeve. You're also going to do the same for the second sleeve, for the other sleeve. So after which you're going to close your dress from the sleeve all the way down. So you're going to place your wrist measurement and then you're going to sew all the way down. I sewed it 1 inch all the way down. So mind you, you can also put a pocket on this dress. You can also put a pocket if you want, but my fabric was not enough. That's why I didn't put a pocket. So I sewed this all the way down. So this is one side of the dress. So we are going to go ahead and also do this for the other side. You're going to place you're going to get your sleeve, notch the center, place it at the center of your shoulder and go ahead and sew. So you're going to close this other side too. Sew all the way down. So after doing that, we are going to fold the upper part. This is the upper part of our this is the upper part of our gathers. So we are going to fold it very tiny folding. This folding I'm doing here is very, very tiny. You can also go ahead and weave this upper part. You can weave it using an English weaving, but I prefer this. I prefer sewing it like this than using an English weaving. So you're going to go ahead and sew. You're going to go ahead and sew all the way. Very tiny sewing, remember, very tiny folding, very, very tiny. I know it will even be difficult for most people, but that is it. So after folding the upper part very tiny, you're also going to fold the down part, normal folding, maybe half-inch folding for the down part of the um of the gathers. So next you start to sew it on the dress. Now this gathers is the the one that the upper part will have the ruffles. That means you're not going to sew it in, it's going to be outside. So that's the kind of gathers that I want to make. So before you go ahead and sew your gathers, you're going to fold. Remember, this is a shirt, and the upper part is going to be outside. So you're going to fold the beginning of your material for gather. You're going to sew it as if it's a button allowance, so that you it will continue with the button allowance you already made for the main fabric. So you're going to fold in. Remember, we use 1.5 inches. Like, your folding should not be more than 1.5 inches. So this is me folding it. So you fold both ends of the fabric for your gathers. You fold both ends. You fold both ends and then you start off. Can you see? You're going to place your, remember, place it on top. This is not the one that will go inside. It's going to be outside. That's why we folded the other part, those tiny foldings. So you are going to place it on top and you are going to start gathering. Remember, guys, I have a video on how to make 3 ways to sew gathers. I have a video on 3 ways to sew gathers. So guys, kindly go back and check out that video. So you start making your gathers. You start making your gathers. Can you see? This one is the one that you use your hand to pleat the gathers. So can you see? Can you see? I'm pleating it on top. So the ruffle is going to be outside. Can you see? So you go ahead and do this all the way to the end of your fabric. You go ahead and do this. Keep pleating as you're going. You just be going gradually, because you need to be pleating at intervals. Keep going all the way to the other end of the dress. And this is it. We've reached the other end, and guys, this is it. This is it, guys. Can you see? Can you see? This is looking very beautiful. Can you see the ruffles on top? Can you see the ruffles on top? So this is what I was talking about, and this is our gown. So guys, I know you guys will be saying the color. Okay, I'm going to make a different video on how to sew a shirt collar. I'm going to make a different video on that. So thank you very much for sticking to the end of this video. Please make sure you have subscribed to this channel, turn on notification bell. Also share this video to your friends and family. Don't forget to visit back some other time as we post interesting and educative tutorials on how to cut and sew. See you some other time, guys. Bye.